it's Miss Amber and welcome back to Friendly Peer. Today's topic is prescription medicine and dietary supplements. To kick off today's video, I'm going to give you a list of rules that you should consider when taking any medicine or supplement. Rule number 1, only take a medicine or supplement with the permission of a responsible adult. Number 2, never take a medicine or supplement without knowing exactly what it is and what it does. And that's whether it's a pill, a liquid, a powder, or an herb. If it's an herb, it may come in the form of a tea. Number 3, never ignore labels or doctor's instructions. Always read and follow the directions on the label or from the doctor. Always check for and obey warning labels. Always check the expiration date. It is never a good idea to consume any medicine or supplement that has expired. If you are directed to take all of the medicine that is prescribed to you, do just that. Number 4, always return medicines and supplements safely into the appropriate place directed by a parent or a guardian. That could be the infamous medicine cabinet that is often found in everyone's bathroom. Number 5, never take anyone else's prescription drugs. All prescription drugs that are prescribed to specific people are prescribed to that person based on their weight, possibly their height, and what actually is wrong with them. So if you take someone else's prescription because it is not tailored for you, it could harm you. Number 6, never take more than one kind of medicine at a time without checking with a doctor or a pharmacist first. Number 7, always tell a responsible adult if you know someone is using medicines or supplements dangerously. Number 8, have poison control and emergency medical numbers handy. Some people have them on their refrigerator. Most of us have cell phones. If you have a list of emergency numbers in your cell phone, make sure to add poison control, emergency medical numbers, and the number of your trusted adult to your emergency numbers list. Number 9, never use medicines or supplements to lose weight, build muscle, stay awake, get energy, get sleep, feel happy, or deal with stress unless directed to do so by a doctor. And lastly, but not leastly, always use medicines and drugs for their intended purposes. Using prescription meds or supplements for anything but what they are supposed to be used for can be extremely harmful to you. Now I'm going to give you some situations for the pharmacist. I'm going to read the situation and I want you to think about how the person in the situation should proceed. Situation number 1. Dana has an ear infection and the doctor gave her some antibiotics. It is time to take another dose. She remembers that the doctor said to take the medicine with food, but she really isn't hungry. What should she do? Even though Dana is not hungry, she could eat something small and very simple, but also healthy. A piece of bread, a few crackers, or a piece of fruit, but should still take the medicine. Some medicines can give you an upset stomach if you don't take them with food. They require food so that the medicine can absorb correctly and the drug can work the way that it should work. Situation number 2. When Abby broke her ankle, her doctor prescribed some painkillers to take until she felt better. Abby noticed that when she took the medicine, it made her feel a little dizzy and silly. Even though her ankle has stopped hurting now, she is thinking about taking a couple of tablets just to feel good. Should she do it? The answer is no. If she took the tablets, she'd be ignoring all warning labels and doctor's instructions. Taking medicine to feel high is not safe and is not healthy. It can do more damage than what you can see on the surface. Last situation. Aisha takes prescription medicine for her asthma, but otherwise she is very healthy. The only problem is that she ate way too much food at a family gathering and now she has a stomach ache. Her mother reads the label of an antacid and finds the correct dosage for Aisha's age. Is there anything else they should check before Aisha takes the drug? Yes, they need to check with her doctor to see how the antacid or the medicine for her stomach ache would react with the medicine for her asthma. If the doctor says that it's okay, her asthma will still be fine and her stomach ache will be healed. However, if the doctor says that she should not take both medicines together, she would have to find another way to either deal with her asthma or deal with her stomach ache. But she should definitely refrain from taking both if directed by her doctor to do so. I hope you learned a little bit or a lot of it. And we're going to go see Miss Saira and Miss Analise because they have some more information for you. So I will see you next time.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Analise. Now that you've heard about prescription drugs from Miss Amber, it's time to test what you've learned with a quick true or false game about using prescription drugs. I'll give you guys 11 scenarios and you have to guess whether they're true or false based on the information you've heard throughout this video. So our first scenario is, as long as you follow the directions on the label, it is always safe to take over-the-counter drugs or supplements while you are taking prescription drugs. This is false. Labels may warn about some drug interactions, but not always. If you are taking a prescription drug, always ask your doctor or pharmacist before taking another medicine or supplement. Mixing more than one kind of drug in your system can cause severe medical problems. If the amount of medicine your doctor prescribed doesn't seem to be working, you can always take a little bit more. False. Prescription amounts are carefully chosen based on factors such as age, weight, sex, and condition. If a medicine doesn't seem to be working, contact your doctor. Taking more than the prescribed amount can make you very sick. Some prescription drugs can be addictive. This is true. Although doctors are careful about prescribing drugs that can be addictive, it is possible to become addicted to some prescription drugs. This is one reason why you should never take more than the prescribed amount of a drug or try anyone else's prescription. It is illegal to give away or sell prescription drugs without a license. This is true. In general, only doctors, nurse practitioners, and pharmacists can legally dispense prescription drugs. Sharing or selling your prescription or anyone else's is a crime. It is safer to get high on prescription drugs than illegal drugs. This is false. Taking any kind of substance to get high is always risky. Misusing prescription drugs is against the law, as is using illegal drugs. And the health risks from abusing prescription drugs can be just as serious. Even though someone else your age, weight, and sex might use a certain prescription, that same prescription might not be right for you. This is true. Some people have allergies to certain drugs, and some people take other medicines that could react badly with certain prescriptions. Plus, many illnesses have similar symptoms but require different medicines. So only a medical professional can diagnose illness and prescribe you medicine. If the instructions say to take a medicine until it's gone, you should continue to use it even if you feel fine. True. Some medicines, such as antibiotics, keep working even after you feel better. If you stop taking them before you're supposed to, you could become even sicker, and the same medicine may not be able to help you the next time. The only risk to taking steroids is getting kicked off the team. This is false. Although some people think that taking a type of steroid is a quick and easy way to gain muscle, misuse of these types of steroids or those used for medical purposes pose very serious health risks. There are types of steroids prescribed for short-term use to treat certain medical conditions, but if taken without a prescription, they can cause a number of short-term and long-term health problems. Women who take steroids risk infertility, heart problems, liver damage, and stroke. In addition, young people who take steroids may stop growing taller permanently and may grow excess body hair, develop acne, and become depressed or aggressive. And of course, taking steroids without a prescription is illegal, as well as against most school and team rules. As long as you store them properly, most prescription drugs last for years and years. This is false. Most prescription drugs have a limited shelf life. After their expiration dates, prescriptions lose their strength. To avoid groundwater contamination, ask your pharmacist for the most environmentally responsible way to dispose of unused medicine. It is important to follow the label's instructions about taking a medicine with or without food or liquids. This is true. In some cases, instructions about taking medicine with or without food or liquids are there to prevent stomach aches, nausea, and the possibility of throwing up the medicine. In other cases, food or liquid could help the drug work better or prevent the drug from working as it should. For these reasons, it's important to follow the instructions on your prescriptions very carefully. And our final scenario, if someone in your family has the same sickness and symptoms as you, is it okay to share the prescription that the doctor wrote for you to take? This is false. Prescriptions may only be taken by the person for whom the doctor wrote the prescription. It is both dangerous and illegal to take another person's prescription drug.
Hi everyone, it's Miss Saira. Today's lesson is almost done and I hope you've learned a lot from Miss Amber and Miss Analise. We're going to finish it off by talking through a scenario about a girl named Kiera. So in this scenario, Kiera finds some prescription drugs in her parents' bathroom. She's heard from some peers that taking these types of drugs can make a person feel high. We're going to ask ourselves, should Kiera take the drug? Let's think through some reasons why she should either say yes or no to taking the drug. So one example for yes might be a possible temporary pleasure, which is very important to emphasize here that it's only a temporary pleasure, which means that it doesn't last for a very long time. Another reason Kiera might say yes is just that it's something to do. Now we're going to talk about some reasons why Kiera might say no to taking the drug. To start with, it's against the law. Another reason she might say no is that there's a possibility that she might become addicted to taking them. So a risk of addiction. Another reason she might say no is that there's a possibility she could feel sick, she might throw up. Let's see, what else is there? She might get in trouble. She could get in trouble with her parents. She could get in trouble with the school. She can get in trouble with law enforcement. So risk of punishment. Let's see, she might also risk some long-term medical problems that are outside of just feeling sick. There can be long-term problems. Long-term medical problems. And along that same line, as with taking any drug that isn't prescribed to you, there is the risk of death associated with that. And so clearly you can see we've come up with a lot more no's Then we have yeses. Therefore, Kira should not take the prescription drugs that she found in her parents' bathroom that do not belong to her. And so with that said, we are all done with today's lesson, but before you go, I'd like to leave you with 3 key messages. The first is that prescription drugs can treat and cure a variety of medical conditions when used as directed. The second one is that prescription drugs can be dangerous if they're not used as they are directed. And the third is that it is illegal to take another person's prescription drugs or to use prescription drugs other than as directed. So thank you for joining us today, and I hope to see you again soon.